Not douche. Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming, and we're here to talk about Dragonstorm. That's right, Tarkir Dragonstorm, which is bringing back that vibe from before all the weird stuff in Magic started happening over the last few years. It really feels more like wholesome Magic, you know? You guys agree? I mean, let me know. Paradation, 6-drop. And we got some lands to talk about. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a hexproof counter and an indestructible counter on it. That's pretty cool. It's a big 6-drop. It's not an instant. I don't know that this needed to be a... I mean, that's a powerful creature. You can't target it, and it doesn't die. I mean, you can't just board wipe it either. So that is something to be dealt with. Yeah. So, okay. That's pretty neat. Moving along, here are the lands. This land enters tapped unless you control a swamp or a mountain. And that's how all these lands are. So you want that white mana? Cool. Well, we're going to help you get there. But, you know, you need to have a swamp or mountain or it comes in tapped. But it has little perks on them. All these lands have perks on them. Whenever you attack this turn, create 2 1/1 red warrior creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. We're going to learn something where you don't have to sacrifice those warriors in just a moment, which is pretty cool. Here is the Old Village. This land enters tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. Add a blue mana. And then for 1 blue, tap. The next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. I like that. I mean, that's powerful. I hate blue control decks. I really do. I despise going against them. I evilishly play them, you know, and get my jollies off watching opponents suffer. Just can't play that, can't play this. But for this being that seems to be kind of powerful because it's the next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. It's not just a sorcery or an instant or a creature. You know, it's not narrow. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever spell you cast, dude, it can't be countered, and it's only cost 1 extra. That's pretty neat if you're going up against another control build, you know. Corey, Mountain Monastery. And this one produces, it produces red mana, but plains are an island is the requirements here. For 4, tap, exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. You get deep into the game, you know, and you don't have any way to draw cards, well, this is going to allow you to do so. These are not overpowered. I wouldn't say these are like overpowered by any means, but I think they're pretty solid. They're pretty solid lands, and they're creative. I used to complain that we didn't have enough rare lands out there, you know, that did different things. They just kept reprinting the old. You know, they kept doing that, and it got kind of like, you guys can't come up with anything new or clever? Come on. Well, this is new. This is clever. You know, this one, Forest or Plains, add a black mana. For Deuce, tap, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token. That's not bad because that's like repeatable. You can do that over and over again. Well, it taps if you can untap it, you know, and pay the 2 mana. But every turn, you can at least, you know, generate a 1/1 white spirit creature token, and sometimes you have anthem effects that are going to boost that token's abilities. So, not bad. Kishla Village. This is the green one, and island or a swamp, or it's tapped. For 4, tap Surveil 2. Yeah, and then I'm glad this went into a green. Surveil could have went into black or blue or something, you know. I almost kind of found it a little strange that they went with green. I know there are some Surveil cards in green, but I mean, when I think of Surveil, I think of black or blue, right? But anyway, yeah, look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put a number of the into your graveyard and the rest on top of your library in any order. So that's a fun little card as well. Then we move along. That completes the land cycle. I know. What do you guys think of the lands? Too good? Not good enough? Kind of mid? You know, let me know. Severance Priest, 3-drop, Death Touch. 3/3. I haven't even read this one yet. When this creature enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You may... Hey, information and magic, knowledge is power, you know? Thank you, Mortal Kombat, for laying that out for us back in the 90s. But knowledge is power. Knowing what your opponent has, you know, that could be... That's like that's a tool. That's a weapon, almost, you know? Knowledge, you know? it helps a lot. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, exile that card. Even better. So not only do you get to see their hand, but you also get to exile a non-land card. That's pretty good. You know, when this creature leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner, creates an XX white spirit creature token where X is the mana value of the exiled card. That is a little bit of a downside there. I mean, if you have a way to just kill it. But I mean, what if you're exiling Ugin? I think it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? And then they can have a big old stiff 7/7 without flying. You know, a big old nerd out there doing nothing. So interesting card. What are your thoughts on that one? Desperate Measures, 1-drop. Target creature gets +1, -1 until end of turn. When it dies under your control this turn, draw 2 cards. And that's a 1-drop. I think that's pretty neat because let's say you just got, a 1/1 out there. Well, you could just have it killed basically and draw 2 cards. Or you can pump something, or, and take out one of your opponent's creatures as a combat trick and then get a card advantage of 2 cards on top of that. I mean, that's pretty powerful, man. So don't underestimate this card. Desperate Measures. I like the name. I like the flavor. This card, Way of the Future. It is an instant. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. When damage is prevented this way, Way of the Future deals that much damage to that source's controller and you draw that many cards. 5-drop. This is a nasty little card, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's crazy overpowered. It's not, but the fact it's instant, dude, that's good. A lot of card draw advantage, tons of card draw on that, depending on what you take out, But basically deflecting that damage to your opponent, that's pretty good, man. To that source's controller. I mean, that you're saying, nah. Not only like maybe they thought they're going to win the game, you're like, nah. Boom! Hit him back for 7 or 8, and then draw, a bunch of cards. Like, dude, that's really, I'm sorry for saying dude so much, but dude, bro, buddy, pal, guy, that's pretty sweet, man. I like that. So here's Zurgo. This is one I was referencing earlier. Thunder's Decree. Mobilize 2. So when this creature attacks, create 2 tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature tokens. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. During your end step, warrior tokens you control have this token can't be sacrificed. So you know how that's going to fit in. I mean, that's pretty dirty. You just don't end up sacrificing your warriors. Where does that apply? Well, in any card that makes you sacrifice your warriors. This is another new one. The old Pack Beast for 3. And it acts like a wall to 0/4. With vigilance, so that's pretty cool. But on top of that, you're just amassing an army here. Mobilize 3 when this creature attacks, create 3 tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature tokens, and then buff them. You don't gotta sack them as long as you can keep your Zurgo on the battlefield. I like that. Another new one, Venerated Stormsinger. Mobilize 1. Yep. Whenever this is a cool one though. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Even more vicious. Here's Voice of Victory. Unfortunately, I don't know why I couldn't find it on the other list. But we all know that. Goes with it. Bam, it's only a 2-drop. That's a good one. Your opponent can't interfere with what you're doing. Dragonbroods Relic, Deuce Drop. Tap an untapped creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color. We like that. That's fun. And then for 8. Sacrifice this artifact, create a 4/4 dragon creature token named Reliquary Dragon. That's all colors. It has flying and lifelink, and when this token enters, it deals 3 damage to any target. Activate only as a sorcery. Would have been nasty if it was an instant, but I mean, how much more worse would that have been if it was instant speed? I mean, instant speed is a game changer at times, but how much, how big of an impact would that have if they put instant on there? Would it have to be a rare then? Would it be a mythic? But pretty cool. Great for late game, man. Great for late game. Then we got Lie in Wait. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Lie in Wait deals damage equal to that card's power. 2-target creature. It's not a bad one against the sorcery, but you know, like it's fun though. You get to return a card. Not only that, but then you're blasting, you know, one of your opponent's creatures. Unfortunately, it says target creature. This would be broken though. I think if it said opponent, there'd be too many ways just to dump a massive card in your grave and then blast your opponent with it, you know. But that's pretty cool. I think that's going to conclude. I think that's everything, yeah. Here's the other version of Zurgo. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on all the new lands? Are you in favor of them? Are you against them? Let me know. And check out these other videos over here. We opened one of every, or two of every pack of collector packs from Magic: The Gathering History. It was pretty cool. But yeah, also think about becoming a member. I never mention it ever. But yeah, channel members get little cool perks. Like you get like these little emotes and stuff that you can, the longer you're a member, the emote changes into something cooler, you know. Give it a look, you know, maybe it's something for you. And don't forget, hit the bell notifications, all that good stuff. Seriously, bells, hit them so you know when I drop a video. Skadoosh.